Hey adventurers, so today's going to be a little bit of a book haul. It's not something massive. There's a fair amount of books on it, but it's not something massive. It's not something hugely important. It's just books that I've acquired over the last couple of months. And yeah, let's see what I have to talk about. First book that I acquired, and this is from a Kickstarter that I backed a while back, and this is in honor and in memory of David Farland. And so this is The Sum of All Writers, which is an anthology of writers endowed by David Farland. So this is an anthology of short stories by writers who were taught and mentored by David Farland, by Dave Wolverton. And so yeah, several of them featuring the writings of Kevin J. Anderson, Monique Buchiger, Sean P. Butler, Carrie English, David Farland, C.D. Lombardi, Amanda Marlowe, Rebecca Moesta, Rob Porteos, D.T. Reed, and compiled by C.D. Lombardi. And so it's just a collection of stories, basically in honor of David Farland, including one by David Farland. And I backed it because I really, really enjoyed Rune Lords, as well as he wrote a couple books in the Jedi Apprentice series, if I remember correctly, one or two, as Dave Wolverton, and I've read several of his books, and I just really enjoyed it, and I wanted to show my appreciation and also indicate that yes, I do want the ninth book in the Rune Lord series at some point. This cover is a little weird. Admittedly, I fully admit it's a little weird, but I also understand what it's going for. It is once again paying homage to David Farland with his cover of the Rune Lords. So that's his cover of Rune Lords. That's this cover of The Sum of All Men, which the Rune Lords, the first book is titled The Sum of All Writers. The first book is titled The Sum of All Men. And so it's very clearly paying homage there, and I don't mind that. It's not like the most beautiful cover in the world or anything like that, but I appreciate what was going on with it and why they chose to do it the way that they did. So then the next ones I got were, I actually received these. I believe they actually belonged to Kate, but they were returned to us, and Kate said, "Hey, can you? I don't have space for these on my shelves. Can you just keep them?" And so I was like, "Sure," and that's fine because I actually want them for myself anyways, and I want to read them at some point. And that is the Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini, the first book, Aragon. I don't have all four, but I have Aragon, Eldest, and Brisinger, which is so books 1, 2, and 3. I don't have Inheritance, which is book 4. And so that's all right. I have these books now. I haven't read them yet. I can't comment on them. I know that they're Dragon Rider fantasy, very, very much a staple of the fantasy genre at this point. A lot of people read them as kids and grew up with the series. And I know that there's also book 5, Murtagh or something like that has come out now. I haven't read any of them. At some point I will, and I do want to, but I haven't yet. But at least I have them. I own them now so that I can read them at some point when I get a chance to, or I can listen to the audiobooks, I guess. Continuing on, I haven't had time to I haven't taken the time to remove stickers from any of these next books or anything like that yet, but these next 3 I received as a birthday present. I have already read, reviewed, and talked extensively about these books on the channel, but I very much enjoy them, and that is the Calculated series by Nova McBee. So I have Calculated book 1, Simulated book 2. This one has stickers on it that I need to take off, or find a way to take off, or else maybe replace the copy, but I'm not so worried about that. If I can find a way to take the stickers off, we'll do that. And then book 3 is Activated. And so I have this series now, one of my favorite series that I've read in a long time, and this is such a weird series for me because I read the first book and was like, I don't adore that book, but I love the world and I want to see what she does with book 2. I read book 2, basically said the same thing, and I was like, but book 3, we'll see. Hopefully I can love that. And I ended up loving book 3, which retroactively made me love the rest of the series, books 1 and 2 as well. So I now own the Calculated series, which I'm still waiting for book 4, which is titled Liberated, and it has not come out yet. And I'm waiting patiently. I can be patient, but I do really want to read book 4 once that finally comes out. Hopefully this year. And then this last section that I have is just a bunch that, well, so the used bookstore that I have been to several times now is moving locations, or has moved locations at this point. And they were having a big sale, basically 50% off the entire store. And so I went in there trying to see if I could find anything that I was looking for, or just if there was anything there that I would be willing to purchase for 50% off, because at some point I'm interested in reading it type thing. And I found some that are just like, if this was there, I'm kind of interested in trying it out at some point. And I found some that I am actually very interested in, or very excited to own at the very least. So we'll go through those. I don't have them in any specific order other than smallest to largest, because that's how they're stacked. I found one Louis L'Amour, which is Yondering, which I believe is a collection of short stories from L'Amour. And I am excited to read this. I love Louis L'Amour. I have, let's see, is it going to show me? Yeah, so there's Where There's Fighting, The Dancing Kate, Glorious, Glorious, Dead End Drift, Old Doc Yak, Survival, Thicker Than Blood, The Admiral, Shanghai Not Without Gestures, The Man Who Stole Shakespeare, A Friend of the General, Author's Tea, A Moon of the Trees Broken by Snow, A Christmas Story, and Let Me Forget. So there's several different short stories in this collection, and I'm just excited to have it because I love Louis L'Amour. That is also Western, if you weren't aware of that. So I do this thing where I go and look at the titles of the books, and if I see anything that's remotely referencing the Arthurian myth, I try and pick it up. There was several that I saw that were like books 2 or 3 in a series, and they weren't actually Arthurian, but they're just referencing it apparently in some way. But this one is Camelot and the Vision of Albion by Jeffrey Ashe, or Ashe, no say, I don't know. I haven't taken the stickers off, but anyway, so this is creator of the best-selling The Quest for Arthur's Britain. So maybe I don't know what that is about. Anyways, Camelot and the Vision of Albion. So obviously this is going to be about King Arthur, the reality within the legend. So it's apparently not fantasy. It's more archaeological, looking at the history and stuff like that. I'm very interested to see what this book has to say. I have no idea what it's going to be. If I'm going to agree with the assessments or what, it doesn't really matter. I'm just excited because I love all things Arthuriana. Most things Arthuriana. Got another one here. This is Dragon Quest by Anne McCaffrey, which apparently is volume 2 of the Dragon Riders of Pern. I thought I found volume 1, but apparently not. Maybe I dropped it. Maybe I set it down. Who knows? But I thought I had the first 2 volumes of this. Apparently not. Oh well, maybe it's still over there in the list. I'm not, or in the pile. I'm not sure. But I do want to try the Pern series at some point. Apparently it won't be with this one because this is book 2. But yeah, this is a well-known, popular dragon fantasy sci-fi, if I remember correctly. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do want to try it out. Aha, and looky here. Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey, volume 1 of the Dragon Riders of Pern. So I was correct. I did find the first and the second volume. And so yeah, I do plan to try both of these out at some point. I love dragons. Of course I'm going to try them out. And this is such a important piece of the dragon subgenre that I can't not try it out at some point. Found another one by Ursula K. Le Guin. This is The Beginning Place. I have no idea what this is about, other than that it's Ursula K. Le Guin and appears to be fantasy. I am all for that. I really enjoyed her Wizard of Earthsea series, the Earthsea Cycle. Is that what it's called? And I've been wanting to read more of Le Guin for a while. This one's not in the best condition. We've got a little thing, but it was super cheap. I'm not worried about how good of a condition it was in, because it was legitimately super cheap. So yeah, we'll read that one as well. The next ones that I found are 2 books by the same author, but not in the same, as far as I'm aware, not the same series. So I found Waylander by David Gemmell, or Gemmell, who knows. I don't know what this is. I've heard the title before. I know the author. I have read 1 book by him, and I have four other books by him. The Legend, what is it? I have Legend, Winter Warriors, the Dress the Legend, and The King Beyond the Gate. So I do have some other books by Gemmell as well that I need to read. And the one that I have read was Stones of Power or something like that, book 1. I don't remember what it was, but it's his Arthurian fantasy duology, and so I have read that one. And then the other one that I have by him is Sword in the Storm, book 1 of the Regante, and so this is book 1 of a series from him, so at least it's book 1. That other one, I believe, Waylander, is a standalone, but I'm not positive about that. I quite honestly have no idea. Let me see, what does it say? Stones of Power, Ghost King. That was the one that I read. Okay, so Waylander is the first book in the Adventures of Waylander the Slayer. So cool. I have 2 more first books in series by him. That's better than having second books or something like that. And then once again, anything King Arthur related I picked up. So I found The Way of King Arthur by Christopher Hibbert. I assume that's the correct pronunciation. The romances about King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table are probably the best known legends in the Western world. The real wonder of the Arthurian legend lies in the fact that its hero is not myth but an actual historical figure. Who was this 6th century British warrior who captured the imagination of generations? The Way of King Arthur explores the legend and reveals the fascinating truth about the man and his time. So once again, a historical look at the character rather than an actual story with him. But that's all right. I sounds to me like the 2 books that I got are opposite ends of the spectrum. Of one was real, one is this is a real character, the other one is this is not a real character. I have no idea. I am going to read them because I love them, and I at least want them on my shelf. And the last one, which is kind of a really cool find for me, is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and Other Novels by Mark Twain. So this has features 4 of Mark Twain's best-loved novels: The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Prince and the Pauper, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. The only one of these that I have actually read is Huckleberry Finn. I've read parts and pieces of Tom Sawyer over the years. I know the story more or less of The Prince and the Pauper and A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. We watched a movie, the movie adaptation years ago, and so like I'm familiar with all of these, but I really want to go through and read them actually. Also, Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court is another King Arthur story, so it's good to have it. But having it in this hardback edition with all 4 of these stories, I am very excited about that. That's a great thing for me just to own and have on my shelf, and I'm very, very excited by all of that. So lots of great finds, and at least for me, there are a lot of great finds from this bookstore as it was doing its moving sale or whatever. And yeah, I'm very excited for all of them, even if I have not read them yet or have no idea when I will read them. I'm still excited to own them and have them on my shelves for when I finally do get to them. Anyways, that is my recent recent book haul. What adjective am I going to use to describe it? Maybe I'll just do recent book haul. That's a decent enough adjective. And we will go with that. Thank you guys for watching an Erudite Adventure. I am T. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We post videos every Monday and Thursday, and our social media is linked in the description down below. We will see you guys again soon. Stay warm.